Today is Saturday, October 5th, 2019. We got to talk about some things that went down over the last couple of days. What happened on October 3rd was that Pluto went direct. Okay, it spends about half the year retrograde, about half the year direct. It's a very slow moving planet. It's pretty far out there. And so what that means is, essentially, is that we're shifting from a time where the focus is more individual from a more collective and evolutionary standpoint. The focus is back on the individual when the planet goes retrograde. Now, when it goes direct, then we get back to a more collective focus. So what does Pluto do when it's retrograde? Because we have to talk about that before we really understand what's going on here. So Pluto, when it goes direct, or rather when it goes retrograde, what happens is the focus of the status quo comes into question. Okay, we start to question, the way society is. We want to begin to take more progressive steps and stop doing everything the way that we have been doing them. Also, those people born with Pluto retrograde are going to have to do things in their own way. So a questioning of the status quo that leads to them to make changes or make moves that try to remedy their dissatisfaction with everything that's going on, with the way things are. People with Pluto retrograde, if you read Jeff Green's book, Pluto, The Evolutionary Journey of the Soul, then what you see when he talks about the retrograde phase is that people born with retrograde Pluto tend to question society a bit more, tend to be a little bit more dissatisfied because they're also trying to get back to that union with the soul, the union with the spiritual level, or maybe a union with themselves. So when this is the case, whether or not you have Pluto retrograde or Pluto direct, and there's a 50-50 balance natally, when Pluto goes retrograde, it affects us all collectively, and when it goes direct, it does the same. Now is the time that Pluto has gone direct on October 3rd, about 2-something in the morning, and because of that, the shift from all this questioning, the dissatisfaction with the status quo, that's going to come to a bit more of a standstill, and now we're going to be more expressive of our Plutonian traits. Also, now is a great time to begin to work with individuals, to empower other people, and to sort of garner their help so that we can make the changes on the material level that we want to experience on the spiritual level. Just like Scorpio, who Pluto rules, wants to have an evolution, wants to be able to enjoy their journey. And the way that Scorpio can do that, to enjoy their environment, is to let some of the more material and mundane matters go to people around them that they empower. So when Pluto, or when Scorpios, or people with lots of Pluto in their chart begin to enlist the help of others, what then happens is those people come in, they take over the material world, and then Scorpios can relax, or Plutonian people can relax and enjoy their environment. Collectively now, this is a great time to do that, to form those partnerships, to let people know what the vision is, and to help other people come in and assist us in making those progressive leaps. With that being said, we also have to keep in mind that the moon yesterday entered Capricorn. So with the moon in Capricorn, one thing is that we're going to want to focus on is, our enterprise, our managerial roles, setting goals, dealing with people on a goal-oriented level rather than always on the emotional level, using our emotional IQ to read other people and then to assist them into reaching their goals. When the moon is in Capricorn, it's really time to take on more practical stance, in relation to our dreams. We don't want to leave out our dreams at a time when we're in Capricorn. Capricorn must go after its dreams. When the moon is in Capricorn, it's a great time to do practical work on those goals, to set goals that are in relation to the highest ideal, the dream. Just do it is the phrase right now. When the moon is in Capricorn, it's a time to get into action, not to overly analyze everything. Once again, you have to remember that this also has to do with the fact that whether or not you have inharmonious or harmonious aspects to your moon natally, it's going to decide whether or not you feel this moon in Capricorn's energy or the aspects that it's going to make while it's there. So keep that in mind. Get reacquainted with your goals. Just to do it. Don't sit around thinking about it. That's how that Capricorn energy will get you into trouble, because then you may have the tendency at that time when we're dealing with Capricorn to think of the negatives that may happen in the future versus just going out and doing it and then facing things as they come. This is part of what Capricorns themselves need to do in this lifetime, which is to learn to develop that self-respect and develop the confidence that they get from actually just trying to accomplish their goals. Whether or not they always meet it, they always get something out of the experience of the try. And if they don't give up, then eventually it all adds up and then they reach their goal. Don't dismiss your dream at this moment to go after more mundane matters because you think you're being responsible. Remember, use your relationships with other people to help empower them at this time and to work on the progress that you want to see in the material world. And then this way you can relax and connect on a psychic and astral level. Obviously that's a brief explanation of this Plutonian energy. Really can't go any deeper when we're talking about we don't know how it's affecting you without your natal chart in front of me. And obviously I don't have everybody's natal chart. And if I did, it would take forever during this video to go over it. So if you want to, call Pixie Dust, make an appointment with me, message me through Facebook. And remember, every Monday and Wednesday I'm at Pixie Dust. So if you want to come in then, we can work on your natal chart and go really in depth. I hope this information was helpful, and talk to you guys soon.